The federal government has ordered the redeployment of Nigeria Police Force officers previously assigned to VIP escort duties. Minister of Information and National Orientation Mohammed Idris says this development marks a strategic pivot from protecting private individuals to safeguarding the general public. Mr. Idris confirms that these personnel have already been integrated into frontline security structures. He also mentions that the latest large-scale redeployment seeks to rectify that imbalance by returning thousands of officers to their primary mission, which is community policing. The government says it remains open to strategic cooperation, including intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance support from partners, including the United States. I'll be speaking with the security affairs analyst at the CEO of Security Watch Africa, Patrick Igbambu, for more on the implication of this move by the Nigeria Police Force. Mr. Igbambu, good to have you join us tonight. Months after the initial announcement, the federal government is now marching towards with action, ordering the redeployment of police officers previously assigned to VIP escort duties, now for frontline duties. What is the implication of this for the war on terror in Nigeria?
Yeah, thank you. The implication is far-reaching, is encouraging because as much manpower that is needed, the police have to mobilize from all the available resources. So it's good that some manpowers have been freed from escort duties to support the fight against terrorists in all parts of the country, even though we still talk about the shortage of manpower. But it doesn't just end in pronouncements because actioning pronouncements is another ball game, because some of these people that were withdrawn are not prepared for the kind of operations that you want to deploy them to. But first, it's a good sign that some more hands are available, some boots on ground to support the police to do the needful. But how prepared are those people to immediately commence action work on the field is one thing that needs to actually be studied very carefully.
This is a huge question, Mr. Igbambu, because one would assume that police officers are actually trained for these kinds of roles. But as it stands now, what must we do? How do we empower sister security agencies as well to actively participate in order to achieve the end goal of securing the nation?
Yeah, of course, every police officer is trained for maintain law and order, but it requires special training for the kind of asymmetric warfare or the kind of situation that is happening in Kwara and some parts of the country. It requires special training. And unfortunately, some of these VIP escorts personnel are used to escort executive protection. They are not used to the nitty-gritty of patrolling the streets and the nooks and crannies of the communities, and even to the extent of going to the bush and all that. They are not used to it. Some have jokingly called them the elite police because they are used to the easy policing style. That is why even some of them resisted being called back. But I believe that the police leadership will sit up and give them some crash training quickly. It doesn't need the whole year to do, so that they will fit and understand the kind of work that they need. But more importantly, like you pointed out, other sister security services are needed to support this. The civil defense, the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, they are there to support. Then again, I think the government also launched the forest guards. We expect to see them support this new initiative of Mr. President. Then the community vigilantes and all that. I believe that Nigeria can muster manpower from various departments and units and the agencies available, while we have the civil task force supporting, because the civilian input to this security of communities the input is very, very urgently required. It's not a matter of being laid back. it's not our responsibility, it's the security agency's responsibility. No, everybody must put hand on deck this time around to ensure that these criminals do not have a way of escape and commit mayhem in the communities.
And what specific things, Mr. Gbambo, may the people do to support our security operatives in achieving their objective?
Yeah, the most important one is information. Before any of these attacks by these people, they come into those communities or come into the territory and try to find out the escape ways and who and their targets and all that. Mind you, they don't just invade communities. They have insiders who tell them most of the things because they do not also want to be arrested. These terrorists do not want to also get into trouble. So they're also very, very cautious. They do their own intelligence work by carrying out a lot of assessments and threat assessments and all that. So the community needs to be able to get information and provide that quickly to the security agencies. Time has passed when we say it's not our business. Everybody don't care because you never can tell when it will get to your turn. So at this time, community will provide information. And again, we have seen where hunters have assisted in ensuring that their communities are protected. But more importantly, because the police or even the military cannot be everywhere. So we need the civilian action to be able to support in terms of a situation we are having now in our hands.
All right, so security is everyone's business. CEO, Security Watch Africa, Patrick Gbambo, thank you for your time on TVC News at 7.